So, welcome to the third quiz, or the constant of proportionality quiz review. So we're just going to run through, there's really like 3 sections, and a few questions per section. So this first one says, I can run 12 miles in 2 hours. What is the constant of proportionality? Well, our constant is always given by a y value divided by its x value, okay, or the unit rate. The unit rate will be your constant. So I can see, I'm not sure from the sentence which one's x and which one's y, but if I see at my table, it says x is the amount of hours and y is the distance in miles. So y is the distance in miles, which is 12, divided by x is the number of hours, which is 2. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. So our constant of proportionality is 6. Okay, I'm going to skip down here and I'm going to write the equation first. I should have put this one first. So our equation is given by y equals kx. But instead of k, I'm going to put what I found it to be, which is 6. Okay, that's it. So y equals 6x is our equation. I'm going to use that equation to fill in the table. Okay, 0 is an x value, so instead of x, I'm going to put in 0. So y equals 6 times 0, which is 0. Which makes sense. If I don't spend any time traveling, I can't go anywhere. Okay. Same thing, 1 is an x value, so instead of x, I'm going to put 1. So my equation becomes y equals 6 times 1, which is 6. Same thing, 2 is an x value, so I put it in the place of x. So y equals 6 times 2, which is 12, which you can also read from our situation. All right, last one. 3 goes in the place of x, so it becomes 6 times 3, which is 18. Okay, number 4 says interpret the point 560. So remember that point always goes x then y. So 5 is in the x place, which if I look at my table is the number of hours. Y, 60 is in the y place, which is the number of miles. So to interpret the point, I'm going to put the label on there and write a sentence. So it takes 5 hours to run 60 miles. So here's my x coordinate, here's my y. And then a period to make it a complete sentence. All right. This next one just gives us a situation. Okay. Andrew's Ice Cream sells 7 gallons for $48.65. Find the constant of proportionality where x is the number of gallons and y is the cost. Okay, so our constant is y, divided by x. Okay, y is the cost, which is $48.65, divided by x, which is the number of gallons, which is 7. So 48.65 divided by 7 is $6.95. So our constant of proportionality is 6.95. To write an equation, we use the formula y equals kx. But instead of k, we found it to be 6.95. So y equals 6.95 times x. Okay, and we're going to interpret the point 0, 0. X always comes first and y comes second in a coordinate point. X is the number of gallons. Y is the cost. Okay, so to interpret it, we're going to say, if you buy, we're going to put our number, 0 gallons. That's our x coordinate. It will cost, our y value is $0, which makes sense. If you don't buy anything, you're not spending money. So I put my label with my number, write it as a sentence. All right, last but not least, we're going to talk about a graph. Okay, so here's our graph. Shows the distance versus the time. It says use a point from the graph to find the constant of proportionality. So our constant is y divided by x. So I'm going to pick any of these points. Let's use 2, 6. Remember, it goes x, y. So in the point 2, 6, y is 6, divided by the x value is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay. To write an equation to represent the situation, we use the formula y equals kx. But instead of k, I put what I found it to be, which is 3. Okay. And what this means, so here's my, sorry, something just fell. That was so scary. So my x-axis is the time. The y-axis is the distance in miles, okay? So to get the distance y, we're going to take 3 times, 3 times x, which is the number of minutes. That's what the equation is saying. To get the total distance, it's 3 times however many minutes it took you to do that thing. Okay, so interpreting the point, our x-axis is time, so the number of minutes. Our y-axis up here is the distance in miles, so the number of miles. So to interpret the point, we're going to say it takes our x value is 1 minute to travel. Our y value is 3, and that's the number of miles, so 3 miles. If you rearranged them, you could also say it takes you 3 miles, or to travel 3 miles, it takes you 1 minute, or 3 miles per minute. They mean the same thing, just different ways of saying it. Okay, so interpreting the point, put a label with the number, write it as a sentence. And that is it for constant of proportionality. If you have any questions, let us know. Have a great day. Bye.